Alrighty, hey everyone, I'm Harshil, I'm the founder of Dreamnote Studios, and today's tutorial is gonna be about StageWise. Well, what is StageWise? StageWise is as they say, like the front end coding agent for production code bases. What I have been using it a lot for is enhancing the UI for my products, and I was working on another one which is like a ERP tool. I was like, hey, why don't we, I was working through this product for a client, and like, why not demo StageWise along it? So yeah, it's a pretty cool tool. What you can do is there were two ways. Uh, First is you go through an extension library, and you can kind of install it. I had it installed. I used it in a workflow where I would just press Command Shift P. But what you now need to do is basically um, set up it as a stage-wise extension. So, boom, we go through the docs. I'll tell you how to set it up. Upgrade to stage-wise CLI. Uh, 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 um, Getting started. I think they should have it here. Cool. So PNPM DLX stage-wise at the latest. It will. The project is running on port um, 5173. This is important. Would you like to save this configuration and say stage by JSON? Yes. Configuration stripped. Boom. We have our project back. Now you will think like, hey, what's the difference between this and maybe this? What are the differences? So 5173 is the running current port, and 3100 is what StageWise just has enabled. So if you can see on the bottom right, you see this mini thing, and if you open it, it starts running through certain component. So what it basically allows you to do is basically you can select a component, so and you can work on the UI. Normally I would have to, let's say I want to change uh, color of this text, and normally I would have to like take this whole text, um, boom, put it here, find out the file and work through it. What I can do now though is I can just tell it this, um, and I can make it make the text to be blue colored and slant bracket. Yeah, slant, I guess slant is fine. So it will start working through it. And I think it will parallelly run something here on the terminal as well, reading the files, and it will get started. I'll update the text to blue. Editing files, it has started working through the file changes. Yep, and there we have it. The file is slant, the file has been updated, and that's how I think we can make a lot of changes here. So another thing, I'll do a new chat, and I'll say, let's say, uh, this is fine, but enhance the UI to look like a professional website, and boom. So I can give it in a lot of prompts, it can play around with it, and what it is basically doing is it is going through all the files, it is working through the ID, and it is just kind of going around these components trying to figure out what is the changes. So it just read the file. I can't see it exactly, but like it had the extension, we had a pretty unique way of working through stuff. So it's gonna be working through the files, and that's how it usually works. So I can close it, and it has like a bunch of things. Once it is done, I can go more deeper on that, but I think we'll have to wait on it for a while. Yeah, I just paused it because like I think it might need a bit more time, but yeah, I can start a new chat here, and I can select something with um so it even finds the component in it. Make it border rounded and BG black, or yeah, BG black. So I can put in this input, and it will start working through it. It will find a specific component, listing the files, updating the code base, and just like how it had updated the content here, it will boom update the content here as well. So that's how it usually works. It is just reading through the files, and it will implement the change. Yeah, I think it is going through everything because we are using shared scene, and shared scene some has some global CSS implications, and it is understood everything. Boom, edited BG black and added in rounding, which is so. But other than that, it has like everything that has been mentioned in the chat. I can click new chat and I can give it a lot of stuff. So this was like a very small thing, but if we can now, let me focus on like what are the heavier implications in which I can use. For example, where I would use it is in this component, right? In the testimonial, the for example here what I can see is like the review is fine, but the person name should be sticky on the bottom. In the testimonial, so I'll just say in the testimonial the review is good, but make the star rating to be text blue, cause like basically filled, and also the username, um, title, image to stick to bottom, as right now it's sometimes in the air. And this is I think where I use, for example, normally what I would have to do is I'll just take this and it must be stored in some kind of constant.js, or some file where, yeah, it's stored here. So then I have to search for testimonials dot map, and then I have to like kind of work my way through. Whereas here all of my effort is abstracted into the solving the very particular problem, which is basically okay what I need to get done, which I clearly mentioned that this is what, and boom, within seconds it has solved the problem. Another show can be, let's say boom, new chat, and I will select it. Here we have a grid of 1 2 3 4 5 6. Make it 2 rows of 3 each, and make it a bit more attractive looking in terms of UI. So that's how I basically like use it. When there are times when I just tell cursor to fix everything, or like basically tell, hey, this is what I want to do. But sometimes I don't want to like go through this sliding or like working through the code base and coming back to the UI. And this is where I think for me it has been a perfect way, which is basically like I can just take it up and I can ask it. It is free. I haven't run into any financial thing, and boom, needed out without any questions asked. Made it responsive even with the animation which wasn't present previously, and this small slide bar. So even if I sign in here, yeah, so when I've signed in here, I just skipped the login values. So what I'll do is I'll probably ask it to take this component. Let's give it something bigger to work on. Enhance the UI here. Current one is too over complex, plus it has hard borders, so make the border rounded, and also mm, neaten up neat up the color scheme, and then boom, it will start working through it. So I think it will be going through the code base, finding out this component. It might need some time because the previous, okay, the stream is closed here. Let's check. um, let's refresh. Maybe I think probably because the components are too big, or we have been using it for a while or something. Let me also check the KPI count, and like it has literally picked up everything. If I just search this component KPI card, so it has like even found out what components are there. Everything is getting indexed. It is working through the changes and checking through all of the files that are present. By the way, this was a ERP we are actively building for a client. based in Bangalore. Like it's like a report submission kind of platform that you are working through, and it's scraping through the file. It is working on the components and everything. I think this whole process will take a while. I'll start with updating the KPI card component within fraction of seconds. You can see way neater if I just compare it with this. I'll re-sign in here, so just like you guys have a perspective. Yeah, I don't think we can compare because the changes are applied, but you saw the switch where suddenly it has rounded border shadows, everything has a clean aesthetic UI. So it has updated the, and boom, quick action card has also got updated. Like you can actively see all the magic happening. This is why it's called Sage Eyes, and it turns into some streaming things, but we'll recheck it. Stream issues again. I think we have exhausted the limit for the current session. Probably we need to share some API keys, but even then you can check, yeah, ki without even that, you can see in like less than few seconds it has updated all these components with such a neat UI. Everything I asked for, having the colors seem cohesive and everything. This would, with normal cursor, would have taken me a while, whereas now I can just work on it. So the UI just boom 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 prompting. If if you know your tailwinds, if you know what kind of aesthetics you want, like it's just a game of prompting here, and that's what I have been playing around with. This is, I think, an amazing tool. I'm gonna be putting its link just below the video, so you can check it out, play around with it, and yeah, that's it for the video.